We're here with Muse, Madison Square Garden. Second night for you guys, right?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's amazing.
How has this been so far? This tour and this venue in particular. I haven't been here in a couple of years, and it's such a monstrosity. It's so enormous, but it's impressive. You know,
it's very impressive indeed. Yeah, I guess we've played here maybe twice before, but it seems different this time. I think they might have renovated it slightly, but something seems like slightly different. It seems bigger than what I remembered, but yeah, I mean, of course, it's a very historic, amazing place, you know, with lots of amazing history. So I suppose it's a great honour to play here and certainly do 2 nights this time round. But last night was wicked, so tonight should be fun. And yeah, the whole tour's been great so far. We've been in the States since like January, I think, so quite a long time over here, touring around all over the place. And crowds have been awesome, the gigs have been really good. So we've had a lot of fun.
Now, I know the last time we saw you guys in Philly, so many people, it was at the Wells Fargo Center, so many people used the same word. It was really interesting to me to describe your last show in Philly, and they said it looked futuristic. And I kind of, when they said that, I was like, yeah, it kind of did. So now I haven't seen the show yet because I didn't want to watch it on YouTube. I was like, how would you feel, in your words, it compares with that last? Because obviously you guys haven't made that Philly date yet.
This show's very different, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still in the same vein. I mean, we still have these big kind of moving video screens that consume the band. We all seem to come up with ways of getting the band in and out of view of people and stuff, and then like appearing and that kind of thing. Oh, actually, we didn't do that last time, did we? The last time we were up and down on these platforms that were like these buildings, these kind of 3 tall buildings that we were kind of playing in between. Now we're kind of playing underneath what is one kind of large pyramid of video screen, which comes down and it kind of inverts inside out, which has been kind of a lot of Spinal Tap moments with that, basically. But there always seems to be Spinal Tap moments when you put these big productions together. You know, last time we got stuck up on these platforms so many times. This one, once it didn't reveal Dom was supposed to be revealed by the pyramid in Uprising, and he just stayed sealed, and you had to play the whole song without seeing him, basically.
I was going to say, you got to keep playing.
yeah, it's got to keep going, yeah. But no, it's been fun. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of a lot of the visual elements are different. A lot of the songs are different on this tour. So I think it'll feel overall, musically very different. But I think there's something in common in terms of the futuristicness of it all.
Now, when you're talking about these visuals and the way the lights are set up and everything, obviously I'm not in a band. How does that work? Do you guys say this is kind of the idea we have? Do you work with a team? How is that put together?
Yeah, we've got our close team of people that we've always worked with over the years, which is, our lighting guy who's been with us since kind of day one, and also a good friend of ours, and actually an old school friend that we used to go to school with. He gradually kind of evolved as just being a kind of cameraman to then being quite a creative guy and helps out with all the visual ideas. So we kind of work with him and, with ourselves and put ideas in, and it's always been that way. So we've always been very hands-on and kind of done it ourselves with a close few people.
Yeah, sometimes it comes up whilst we're in the middle of making the album. We'll bring those guys in, even when we haven't finished the album, and start talking about what some of the songs are about, the concepts, and talking about how we can translate that into a live environment,
Now, are they even involved in how the cover art looks and how that comes across, like that kind of imagery, to making it something real and alive on stage?
You kind of bring everyone in, sort of, especially towards the end of the album, at the mixing stage, and then you start bringing in like the artists and the live people, and you sort of try and get everyone to kind of be on the same page as much as you can.
Okay. Now, I also noticed you guys are using a lot of rock bands. Circuit Survive just did a show with you guys. Cage the Elephant is playing the Philly show tonight. Biffy Clyro, which, thank you, because I love every one of those bands. But this most recent album, The Second Law, has actually a little bit more of an electronica feel to it. But yet you've got these like heavy rock bands. Was that intentional, or just bands that you like, or how did that work out?
Well, with the support bands, it's just bands that we like.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all the support bands that we've had on this tour, I mean, Biffy Clyro are great. We've toured with them many times in the past over the years as well. I guess they're kind of just starting out over here. And then we had Dead Sarah, which is a band from LA, on the last bit.
Amazing. Who, her voice is crazy.
Yeah, they're great. Big fan of them. And Band of Skulls before that. But yeah, just, music that we like. Sometimes people that we actually know. So yeah, I mean, that's really the choice. But yeah, I suppose on this album there is quite a bit of a little more, I suppose, electronic sounds than there has been before. But when you see us live, it's you know, the core of the band is very much kind of a rock band, and
Absolutely.
even if it is electronic sounding, it's still got a very big kind of weighty heaviness to it as well.
Right.
So I think that translates anyway in a big environment like this, and yeah, but the bands that's been supporting us are great. They're good bands. You should check them out.
Yeah, they are some amazing bands. Are there any bands that you guys would have loved to see come in on this tour that you couldn't make the schedules work, or just that you're personal fans of?
I think I'm sure there's some bands we were looking at for the summer that couldn't make it, wasn't there? Who was that?
Well, I asked the band Haim, you know, the three girls
just
from
saw them with Mumford and Sons.
LA, yeah, they're finishing their album, but hopefully we'll get to do some gigs with them at some point.
Okay.
I'd like to do some stuff with Tom Odell. Have you heard of him? He's like an English
have,
guy. Yeah, he's really good.
but I haven't seen him.
Good to get him on at some point.
There's a cool kind of psychedelic band from
Tame Impala.
No, they're good.
Very
But
good.
there's another band thing. They're
system.
called Goat. Where are they from?
They're from Sweden.
It's from Sweden, yeah.
Oh,
Goat.
I don't know this one.
From Sweden, yeah. Real psychedelic, cool.
As in
Yeah.
G-O-A-T,
Yeah,
nothing
just
fancy.
Goat. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll have to check it out. I'll look into that one. So, in your opinion, for people who haven't seen the show, and again, the Philly show is coming up on September 9th, you don't want to give anything away, but are there certain points in that show that you feel like this is going to knock people out? You know, can you elaborate on that at all?
The ending of the set always seems to get people. You know, it's where the pyramid sort of forms a full pyramid shape, and it turns into like a bank of like hundreds of video screens, which show like mixtures of footage of us, but also mixtures of like news footage from around the world. And that gradually, as the sort of song, like, usually we're playing like the more heavy rock stuff at the end, as it sort of builds up, that gradually comes down and kind of conceals the band, and then we start like riffing out, playing like usually like the covers of some of our favourite bands. Like we'll play like a riff from Rage Against the Machine or Deftones or something like
nice.
that. But you can't see us because we're underneath this pyramid sort of trashing gear and just going crazy basically. People always seem to talk about that as being one of the highlights of the show.
I'm very excited about it. I know you said you were going to do some crowd surfing. Have you done this yet, or were you just talking? You were just talking, weren't you?
No, we both tried it a couple of times, but once we tried it a few years ago in Osaka in Japan, and it was like it was the most scary experience ever. Like,
they rip your hair out.
I thought we were going to just cruise over the crowd, but it ended up like pulling us in, and we were getting like it ended up like the whole crowd sort of compressed and were on top of it, trampled on top of each other, and it was like, whoa, I'm not going to risk that.
That's
again,
what I said that on the air. I was like, Matt Bellamy has said that he wants to crowd surf. I was like, please be gentle. I was like, he's a nice guy, and if he wants to come out in the crowd, don't attack him, you know. But I saw that statement, and I thought, he's got to be kidding. There's no way, because people are just going to just...
We've been getting out and about, and like there's one song where I can get down and actually get down the front row and sort of, grab people and do all that kind of stuff. I've been getting in and out, but I haven't been surfing yet, I'll say that much.
Okay.
I'll save that for when I get a surfboard, maybe.
What it's just get yourself like a trapeze or something like that, so you can just kind of, or maybe some sort of you should get one of those big bubbles.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a flaming lips. Yeah.
Yeah. Wayne Coyne has one of those.
A Zorb ball. Is that what they're called?
All right. Well, maybe we'll have one waiting for you in Philly if you want to try it out. Cool. All right. Well, we're really looking forward to it, guys, and I appreciate you taking the time. And I guess we will see you when you come back to Philly in September.
Wait,
September sometime. Yeah, we can't wait to get back there. It's been too long.
Excellent, excellent. It's going to be a huge show, and of course, you guys will be out there with Cage the Elephant. And do you have anything on the forefront for Muse other than just being on the road right now that you're kind of putting in the works?
Well, I mean, I think there's always bits and pieces coming around for new material, but we like to save that until we come off the road. So I think we've got this big stadium tour in Europe, then we've got the fourth leg in the US, and then after that we're going to get to Australia for a bit and lie in the sun and play some gigs there. I think after that we're going to chill out for a bit. but then we'll get, I'm sure we'll be getting on to making some new music, and I'm pretty sure we want to come up with a new way of touring in the future. I'm not quite sure what or how yet.
Are you going to space?
Exactly, something like that.
I feel like there's a little bit of a race between you guys and 30 Seconds to Mars. Somebody is going to play in space very soon. I'm on Team Muse. I want to see you guys do it. But no, how are you looking at something different?
I don't know. I think we'd like to mix up playing big outdoor concerts with also playing much more smaller, intimate concerts.
Okay.
And maybe bringing theatrics into a more literally into theatres, rather than sort of arenas. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But we definitely want to try something a little bit different. Or it might be, I don't want to give too much away, we might do something in the arenas that's really quite unusual, I think, for a rock band to try and pull off, which we I don't want to tell everyone yet. But yeah, but there's ideas. We always have ideas about the future.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're already thinking about something.
We're always
so
thinking ahead, you know.
Okay.
We always have these crazy ideas, and you never know what's going to happen.
Okay. I really want to know more now. Okay. All right. I'll let you guys keep your secrets to yourself. All right. Well, again, we look forward to it. This show coming up in September, and obviously whatever sort of circus trapeze you have in the near future would be great. Awesome. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.